Welcome to KNEW 803.1, hailing from New Keswick, New Jersey. The new station with the new sound.
Time for the morning show with Gregory Wolf
And John Slayer.
Hi, John. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, Greg, I'm pretty good.
Okay. So this morning I had the weirdest thing happen to me. I was going into to Denmark, okay?
Okay.
And I walk in, and there's this guy shaking violently. Well, guess what he was shaking violently?
Cantaloupe.
No.
Oh.
Guess again.
Pekingese.
That would have been much more entertaining than what I actually saw. He was shaking violently the snack machine, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. And so he was shaking it, trying to get it, and you know how they don't always come out of the snack machine and stuff.
Right.
And it tipped over and hit the other snack machines and knocked them all over. And it's funny that you brought up a Pekingese because the last snack machine fell on a Pekingese.
Really?
And the lady who owned the Pekingese was absolutely I was gonna say hysterical. I don't know if that's the proper word you could use in that case because she was in hysterics. But I mean, I thought the situation was hysterical as well.
She was in hysteria.
She was in hysteria. I was hysterical. But so the question was, what kind of recompense should he make for that lady's Pekingese dog?
I mean, I think it's only fair to give her the snack he was trying to get.
That's all she gets for the dog.
Yeah.
I'd say half the snack.
Half the snack?
It was a small Pekingese.
Well, what kind of snack was it?
It was a bag of M&Ms.
Well, yeah, you could split those up pretty easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, half a bag of M&Ms.
Half a bag of M&Ms. But you know, she was pretty upset about that. So the question is, what is the best way to deal with irate people when they get in your face?
I mean, I punch them in the face.
And that doesn't cause any repercussions, or?
I mean, they hit the floor and they're unconscious, and I walk home.
Oh, really? That might work better. I always offer people the number to my psychologist. I say, you're obviously struggling with anger here. Here's the number to my psychologist. Give him a call. He'll help you get over this. You can get through this too.
Now, see, I think the other thing you could do if you're going to go the pacifist route is give them the number to your social security number. And speaking of numbers, here's a great song by Chicago, 25 or 6 to 4.
Waiting for the break of day
So what you're telling me is, you saw this all happen at the store, right? At Denmark.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just stood there?
No, no. I mean, I intervened a little bit. I went up and I offered her, offered her my card to my psychiatrist, like I said I was going to, because that's just the thing I do. Because I mean, if you're gonna be that irate over losing your Pekingese, well, just don't be that guy.
Yeah. And hey, you know what? That's the same thing our sponsor says.
I know. Speaking of that guy, let's go cut to a commercial real quick.
All right.
By our sponsors.
We're cutting.
Have you ever been that guy who went to the restaurant and you had the screaming kids that just wouldn't be quiet the whole time? Don't be that guy.
Are you the guy who everyone sees laying in the gutter with an alcohol bottle? Don't be that guy.
Are you that guy whose most embarrassing moment in his life went viral on YouTube? Don't be that guy.
Are you the guy who had a really bad fight with his wife and she made you sleep in the barn, but you didn't have a barn so you had to sleep in the neighbor's barn? Don't be that guy.
All around the world, we've been helping people who are known as that guy, because people with that guy syndrome just don't know what to do. We've come up with a solution. We will help the people who are known as that guy get out of the situations they're in, so they are no longer that guy.
We're here to help you with your problems. So call right now and you'll get a free 26-second consultation to make sure that you're not that guy. And if we can't solve your problems because you really are that guy, we promise we'll give a 17th of your money back.
You just can't fly because of that guy. Call 555 Happy Rainbows.
We're back.
Oh, don't sound so coy about it. Come on, show some enthusiasm here.
Hey guys, we're back! Can you believe it? We've been gone for a whole, minute. We're back now, and we're ready to roll.
Okay, cut that out.
Here on KNEW 803.1, the new station with the new sound.
Based out of New Keswick, New Jersey. Okay, now that you know everything about us, well, everything about our show.
Everything we want you to know.
We don't want them to know much, do we?
Not really. Oh, by the way, I'm John Slayer.
And I'm Gregory Wolf.
You were going to say something, Greg.
I was.
I think
You interrupted me so rudely. I hate rude people.
Sorry. That's what we do here on KNEW 803.1. I forgot what our station's called.
The new
station with the new sound.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay. So anyway, it's been about a whole minute, and we don't have a whole lot of time on the station.
That's right.
I don't know. Do you want to cut to a song, or do we want to talk about construction?
Yeah. Let's talk construction.
Okay,
These people want us to talk construction.
Construction.
They're saying, no, we don't want a song. Give us construction.
I love construction.
I do
Construction
too.
is the most amazing thing ever. So I want to talk about the modern art museum that they're constructing downtown. It's about, well, this isn't a very big town. I'd say it takes up about 20 by 20 feet. But, it's modern art.
It's massive.
It's dedicated to all the art that we get from our local artists who do modern art, not our classical artists or any of the other ones, just solely our modern artists.
What's your point, Greg?
My point is that they're building it without a foundation.
Really?
And
That doesn't seem smart.
no, it's modern art, man. You do whatever you want.
There you go.
And the building, here's the catch. It's dedicated to all our local modern artists, but our only local modern artist happens to be an architect.
Okay.
So, in
Sounds
other
good.
words, the building itself is the local art thing. I don't even know if they're going to fill the inside or not. I mean, it's 20 by 20. I imagine they'd have troubles getting art in that.
Yeah.
But So, and the question is, there's no foundation. How much would you pay to enter a structure that's 20 by 20 with no foundation that's supposed to be 30 feet high?
I mean, I'd pay upwards of, $7,000
Just to own or to enter?
to be in its presence.
To be in its presence. So that's very interesting because the government or our local authorities say we need to support our local artists, and they're enacting a sidewalk tax in that
Really?
area that anyone who walks by that building has to pay a $20 fee.
Now,
So-
isn't there some safety concerns going on with it, with falling debris?
The guy says that if it falls down, it's actually going to be his artistic expression of life without a moral foundation in the Indie Mountains.
So a lot of deep mumbo jumbo that no one cares about.
I mean, he cares about it.
Well, that's nice for him. But I'm concerned about the people walking under. I mean, should they be wearing hard hats? Should there be a guy handing out hard hats or something before they walk by?
So the question is, if we require hard hats, should there be an additional $10 fee to that $20 sidewalk fee to be in its presence? For hard hats, but the government handing out hard hats for people in case that structure falls on them. I personally, I don't think the hard hats would be necessary, but I mean that's really your call. I think we could make it an optional thing. But then again, I mean we have a mandatory seatbelt law here.
Yeah.
I mean,
so basically, you're saying you'd rather see a lot of men without hats.
Speaking of men without hats,
Speaking of,
I think we should cut to a song right now.
all right, here we go.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. See, we can go where we want to, places they will never find. And we can act like we come from out of this world, leave the real one far behind. We can dance. We can go if we want to. Night is young and so am I. And we can dress real neat from our hands to our feet and surprise them with a victory cry. Say, we can act if we want to. If we don't, nobody will. And you can act real rude and totally removed, and I can act like an imbecile. I say, we can dance, everything's out of control. We can dance, we're doing it from pole to pole. We can dance, everybody look at your hands. We can dance, everybody's taking the chance. Safe to dance, oh, it's safe to dance. Yes, it's safe to dance. We can dance if we want to. We've got all your life in mind. As long as we abuse it, never gonna lose it. Everything will work out right. I say we can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. I say we can dance, everything's out of control. We can dance, we're doing it from pole to pole. We can dance, everybody look at your hands. We can dance, everybody's taking a chance. Well, it's safe to dance, yes, it's safe to dance. Well, it's safe to dance, well, it's safe to dance. Yes, it's safe to dance, it's safe to dance. Well, it's safe to dance, it's safe to dance. Oh, it's safe to dance, oh, it's safe to dance. Oh, it's safe to dance, oh, it's safe to dance.
Oh, I do love that song, Greg.
I do too. Now there's a lot of legend and urban legend and fact around that song that a lot of people really don't know about.
Really?
So the legend is that the lady who comes out in there and says and sing,
The woman vocals, yes.
the woman vocals,
Very famous.
wasn't actually supposed to be in there.
Now, this I've heard. Now, what I heard, tell me if I'm wrong, is that originally the dwarf that is in the music video, who doesn't actually have lines in the song, was a world-famous opera performer at the Sydney Opera House, right?
That's absolutely correct. Actually, he was a very famous baritone. He was supposed to come on and go and sing, but she got that role because she was the she was the wife of the producer, right? And
I heard it was the wife of the producer's cousin.
I don't know. I'd have to double check on that. That seemed a little far-fetched, but I know she was related to the producer somehow.
All right.
And she had said, you cannot produce the music video or the song unless I get a singing and dancing contract. And the singing and dancing contract mandated that she at least has to sing more than one word. And so, and sing 2 words is what she gets in that. It was originally supposed to be a major male vocal part by the dwarf, But because of what she did with that, it turned into a giant lawsuit later on too, because she thought she was supposed to sing more, and she felt gypped because of that, and it just turned out into a huge legal mess.
That's terrible. And we never got to hear the male vocal part, so.
I know.
The famous opera singer.
But all in all, I think it's a really solid song.
Amazing song.
You know,
One of the classics.
I'm really curious though, you know, I think our listeners are curious. What do you think the weather is like right now?
You know, that is an excellent question. Let's turn it over to Fred. Can you read me the weather report for New Jersey today?
Today, the temperature will range between 46 and 70 degrees. Things are looking good for this weekend. Temperatures should range from 46 to 70 degrees.
Thank you, Fred.
You know, I think what Fred was saying there is, you know, it really depends on where you're at, what your weather is like. So, I mean, come on, people. I mean, why do we tell you the weather? Figure it out yourself. Hold your hand outside the window. If it comes back wet, then it's raining. If it comes back dry, you know, it might be cloudy, overcast, sunny.
And, you know, if you put it out and it gets ripped off by some flying by car, you know, you might check your fence and see if a drunk driver hit it.
I know, because, you know, those drunk drivers hitting your fence, what can you do about that? You know, I know what you can do about that.
You know what? I do too. But let's go to this commercial so that they can find out too. Have you ever gotten into trouble because some crazy driver careened into your fence? The damages were extreme and your insurance just didn't cover it?
Most people have troubles when they have collisions with fences and their fence doesn't have fence collision insurance against drunk drivers. Times like this, it's critical that you call the lawyer firm of Dudley and Bob.
So call today.
And receive assistance from Dudley and Bob.
When your fence gets wrecked, don't get robbed. Call Dudley
And Bob.
All right, and it looks like that's all we've got time for today.
Yep, that was a good show.
It was. Thanks for tuning in to Wolf
And Slayer.
I'm John Slayer.
And I'm Gregory Wolf.
Drive home safely, and always remember,
When you have marbles in your mouth, don't swallow.